I teach a history class in the dance department of a university, and I'm finding that more and more my students are having trouble putting historical events into context. I find this also with high school students I come into contact with, and middle school students too. Young people who have trouble putting historical events in context because they don't seem to know about anything that ever happened. I have students who have never heard of Diana Ross and the Supremes, or the Beatles, or Elvis. Students who don't know when World War II happened and who fought on what side. Students who don't know when the Civil War happened. I have students who don't know when the War of 1812 was. Okay, so we're in this moment in our tap dance history course where we have to talk about the late 1950s into the 1960s, where tap is going into this decline of popularity in the United States. And it's complicated, and we talk about a lot of stuff. But there's one answer, one reason that I think the students have in them, if I can just get them to say it out loud. So I lead them all the way there. Okay, class, if it's true that nightclubs are closing, leaving less work for tap dancers in this period of the late 1950s moving into the 1960s. If this is happening because people are staying at home more, what's one of the things that could be keeping them in, staying at home, where they can watch entertainment at home instead of having to go out? And I'm looking at them, and they're looking at me, and I'm looking at them, and they're staring at me. Nothing. So finally I say it. Television. Television, in this period of the late 1950s into the 1960s, television is really taking off in America so people can stay in for entertainment rather than go out. And they're just staring at me. So I say to them, class, television didn't always exist. And they're staring at me. So I say, class, when the Neanderthal mom and dad would go out to hunt and forage for berries, they didn't leave the Neanderthal babies in the cave watching PBS. And I'm staring at the students. Now they're totally confused. A hand goes up. Yes? Neanderthal babies? Is this going to be on the test? Now a lot of hands go up. Yes. How do you spell Neanderthal? Another. Yes. Are you saying that tap dancers are Neanderthals? Was Bill Robinson a Neanderthal? Class dismissed, along with all of my hopes for a happy future for humanity.